Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. This is Sunday Reflections. Wow, it's been quite the week. Quite the week indeed. Uh, really, really just wanted to just reflect a little and try to understand what I've seen throughout the whole week. Hello, everyone. Hello. And it kind of dawns on me that that history kind of repeats itself, right? But why is that? And why would history repeat itself? It's because we haven't learned the lessons that we needed to learn. I mean, we can always, assign some type of, you know, value to why, but it just appears that it just it's like a vicious cycle, like a cycle that just throughout time just keeps going. And hello, everyone. Hello. Uh, and well, it's I try to look at the big picture. We 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 all do, right? But tell you the truth, it's actually really just very personal. It's extremely personal. Uh, and so why is it personal? Well, that's because we're that's how we perceive this whole world is personally. Uh, Even though we are social creatures with social constructs and social needs that we all must, we it's very hard to be alone unless you like being alone, unless there's a reason for you to really hate society. But even then, you know, most people kind of come back to it somehow. A society could be for them two people that they know that they deal with in their whole life. uh, but it appears that the way I'm looking at this and what it kind of my realization was from this reflection is that um, it goes back to that old historical thing where the sons of the fathers must go into the abyss and save their father. My father was a complete scoundrel uh, who abandoned me. Um, so why would I have to go in there to save him from the abyss? I mean, well, that abyss is that really just very scary thing that the abyss, the bowels of hell itself. And I have to, and for some reason, my soul, my tells me I have to go in there and get him and save him, even though he's damned. He damned himself with his own actions. But my compulsion is to go forward into the abyss and drag him out. That's the job of a son. And so you could look at the abyss. I mean, this has been an age-old story throughout time of the sons having to save their fathers and wanting to save their fathers. Uh, but it appears that that abyss, that the bowels of hell, uh, the sins of their fathers, you know, we have a tendency to forget the face of our fathers. You know, even though mine was a complete scoundrel, he's still my father. You know, so maybe this abyss thing, this idea that I have to go save my father, who is damned and rotting in hell or something, or getting tormented, or whatever the case may be, whatever, what I that's the that's the scariest thing I can face, and to forgive, to be able, yeah, to, you know, go to the depths of in the bowels of hell, go plunge yourself into the abyss. That actually doesn't sound so bad. Sounds adventurous and fun, right? Uh, but when I get there and I see my father, will I have the courage to forgive him? Mm. So hindsight being 2020, and the past turning into the now, and the now moving on to the future. So I'm trying to look into the future. We are the fathers who have been damned to the abyss. And what will our sons do? Will they come save us? Will they plunge themselves into the abyss and say, "It's okay, Father. We know that you let freedom go, slip through your hands." See where I'm going with this? But we're here to save you. We're here to forgive you. Will our sons and daughters live in a free society? It's kind of up to us, isn't it? And you know, we're all students of history, and the same can be said about our future sons and daughters. They're going to look back at us and see our failures and sins. And then they're going to go back even further and see our fathers' failures, sins, and accomplishments, and we'll be judged. In my eyes, we'll kind of be judged. You know, the success of our forefathers is where we are now. And we can explain it as, you know, we I've heard it before, you know, hard men make good times, and good times make soft men, and soft men make hard times, and it's the vicious cycle, right? So that was a saying by a famous king in the Middle East. Uh, I forget his name. I can't say his name. Nahaf Na'avji or whatever. But anyway, you get my point. Um, and it was because this other king or ruler wanted to marry his son to the king's daughter, and the king inquired, "Is he a soft man or a hard man?" You know. So, uh, but I think, you know, that's that's why we go and do things we do. That's why we plunge ourselves into the abyss to save our fathers, to justify to ourselves that what we're doing is not in vain, and that we want to give some type of, acknowledgement to our fathers that all they did was not in vain. So will that happen? Or will our sons and daughters be enslaved to the point where they won't even know who their fathers are? Maybe our sons and daughters will forget the faces of our fathers, of their fathers. To be monumentous in somebody's mind, you have to do something monumentous so that they will never forget. Yeah. So, will our sons and daughters forget our faces? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Have we forgotten the face of our fathers? I'd like to say no. I really would. I'd like to say no. We still remember their face. We still remember the fire in their eyes, and the fire in their belly, the strength in their backs and their hands, and the love in their hearts. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want a black pill, you know? I don't. I really don't. And then everything that we do, everything that we're seeing, just appears that everything is just going by the wayside. The odds are stacked against us. There is no hope for victory and success. But that's what makes it a challenge. Challenge accepted. You know, and through that jumping through the abyss to save your father, you become a man of great inner strength and will. You overcome all the deepest, darkest fears and revisit all those crazy memories that were pushed down and bottled up. You have to grab that bottle and drink it. So just my little thoughts here on this Sunday reflection, which I like to actually think about. Oh, we got Susanna Simple, Kelly 3, I'm a win-win, S Moore, yeah, North Shore, Hillbill, Shift Kicker, Huckleberry, Joe Morgan, Cherokee, Digital Hawk, True American Loretta. Yes, hello everyone. So that that image of me going into the abyss, like some kind of odyssey, a saga. And so maybe that's what it is, JL. Maybe that's we have to have, as a species, as a human race, we have to have some type of antagonist to be able to prove ourselves. We have to be forged in fire. You got to have a fire. Got to have a hammer. right? So, and if men do not find it where they lay, they will cross oceans and mountains to find it. Ernest Hemingway. I mean, and we do. I've heard the calling. You know, a lot of people have heard the calling. And travel the world in search of fortunate adventure. You know, and along the way they lost themselves and found themselves. But is it really? Oh, wow. Faith, yes. And you will have a wrench too later. In the later. I don't like to think of them as wrenches. It's more like I like to think of them as like axes. Yeah, everybody check. If somebody could drop down Faith Ferra's chat or channel. She's really good. She's really cool. Really cool. She'll make you think. She'll definitely make you think. And that's what I'm here doing now, is in that Sunday reflection. When I fall into that abyss, who's coming after me? You know? Who is going to make their saga, their name, upon my rescue and your rescue? You guys are awesome, and you'll see Faith is awesome too. Check out her. She does a lot of shorts that really make you go So yeah, definitely check her out. I just kind of I just wonder. I just kind of wonder is. Will my face be forgotten? I mean, I really don't care. I know that I am just a dust in the wind, a passing specter. Miss Ghetto, hey, what's up? Yeah. Or no, like this, yeah. Denny in the rain. But have I done anything to be remembered for? And as a microcosm, macrocosm, has our country, has the people done anything to be remembered by? We've done nothing, really. We've allowed things. Going crazy. We've allowed things to happen, but we haven't done anything. What is our accomplishments? Well, we can we can we can throw off the yoke of tyranny, and we can help others to throw off the yoke of tyranny. That's what America's really good at. And we must forgive the sins of our fathers. We must. For us to carry on, for us to conquer them. Hey, what's up, Harold? For us to conquer this, we have to forgive them so that we can move on. But we must never, ever forget. You know? I mean, make no mistake about it, folks. This is pure, absolute tyranny that is gripping the world. What a great time to be alive. We get to fight for freedom. Seriously. We really do. We really do. And we have a great adversary. So this should bring out the best in us. That's how I'm looking at it. It's finally a worthy opponent. Finally, someone worth fighting. So that later on, our sons and daughters can remember our faces. Axeman. And they can remember that we must stay vigilant. They have to stay vigilant. We lost the vigilance. We did. We lost it. We let it happen. And we're paying some prices for it. Hey, what's up, Sean? Positively over negativity. Yeah. I mean, you got to have positivity. You have to have hope. For the will to win is not in the negativity. It's in the positivity. I must win. I must overcome. And I can't do that with negativity. You know, I have to welcome. I have to welcome the negativity. I have to welcome the antagonist so that it brings out the best in me. And that's how we should look at it. They know how to push the doom and gloom, to break the spirit, to crush the will to fight. You know, that's what they're really good at. You know, these elite occultists, the New World Order, the whatever you want to call these guys, this fascist tyrannical regime that's gripping the world. You know, so we must awaken the inner warrior within. We do. We have to. And that is done. It's done with positivity. It is. You have to be positive about it. And we can't fear. If fear the mind doesn't know, you can achieve anything. And most things won't affect you. No, that's probably the reason why we're allowing these things to happen, maybe. Carol Ann Henderson. Is that we just don't care. We're just like, yeah. Because we just kind of feel like, oh, well, it's okay. It's okay. We still have our freedoms. But our freedoms are being eroded and chipped away like a sculptor chipping away at a piece of rock, huge piece of granite, chip by chip, and slowly but surely they change the form of freedom into their own image. But we feel safe and secure in our station. But have we forgotten the face of our fathers? You know? We need to go back there and listen. We need to dive into the abyss. And when we come to save our fathers, we will hear their message. They're probably going to smack us upside the head and go, what the hell are you doing, son? Look what you did up there. You know? Fix it. Yeah, no fear. No fear. They like fear. Fear is a awesome tool to get people to do what they want. And throughout history, there's been so many times when fear was used to overcome a people. And the people were, no, we don't fear. We don't fear you. There's no fear. There's none. And it shocked the overwhelming forces against them so much that they backed away. So many stories I can go into. I mean, we all think, obviously, me and my Norse thing, but a lot of kingdoms in the Norse, in the Scandinavian and Iceland, a lot of chieftains and kings tried to push people around and get them to do what they want, do their bidding, tax them and whatever. And a lot of tribes and a lot of people stood up, said no. So we have been propped up on crutches. Yeah, they bank on the fact of fear that we will fear. That is their thing. And they know that we're propped up here. So they can come after our money, they can come after our they can use punishment. Punishment reward, right? And we fear that. We fear that. The people in Canada, they're in fear right now because they've just lost their money. But after they get over that fear, then and only then do they become the most dangerous of them all. Because now you have nothing to lose. If you don't have a job, you don't have money, what do you have to lose? So why would you push a strong and proud person? Yes, going crazy, absolutely. Why would you push that hard to try to whip them into submission? You're only giving them a reason, a reason to fight. Now there's more than one reason to cry freedom, to cry havoc and let loose the dogs of war. What fear? That may be true, Miss Ghetto. But it just seems that it's very heavy-handed tactics. It's very draconian. It's very fascist. Very reminiscent of an era gone by. Back in the days of pre-Hitler. This is how Hitler came about. Could Trudeau be the new Hitler? I don't know. The prophecies, you guys in Christianity, you talk about this Gog and Magog, which I know a little bit about. I'm not Christian, but I do study. And so, and there might be merit to that, But I think that having no fear. Right, Faith, yeah. Well, it is true that his mom had multiple affairs with Fidel Castro. But it appears that it was after he was born. But I mean, that's what the pictures say. But who's to say that they had relations before that? So, Dad was the prime minister at the time. Which there he is right there. Look at him. He is tore up, guys. Y'all messed him up. And once again, I'm saying, look at his leg. His left leg. It's all fucked up. Watch him. He's going to be So, you know, my heart goes out to the people of Canada. You know, they're facing a daunting task, but my heart also sings for them because now they have a chance to fight, to show what they're made of. That's a beautiful thing. That's a very beautiful thing. Because now they have a reason to fight for freedom. Freedom tastes better when you have to fight for it. You know? Things are better when you work for it, right? So I'm kind of jealous. You know, going crazy. I don't know what you want to call them. I don't know. I call them the antagonists at this point, and I call them a reason for my existence. Because we thrive on this sort of thing. We really do. I mean, I've seen it in chat. 1776. That spirit has never died. No. It never died. It never went away. They tried to crush it. Yeah. They're always trying to crush that spirit to fight. You know? So we have a reason for our existence. Is to fight evil and tyranny. Because make no mistake about it, this is evil. What we're facing is evil. What the people of Canada, the beautiful people of Canada, what they're facing is pure evil, and they have to win. And they said it best. They're fighting for their children. They understand. They understand that their children must remember their faces of their fathers. And they will. And yeah, we can be sad for them that they're being oppressed and being pushed around and beat up and imprisoned and fined and money taken and kids taken and dogs euthanized and all these terrible, terrible things that you know, for the longest time here in Western society, we have never had to deal with. But here it is, folks. Klingon, disavowed. Here it is. We now get to relive what our forefathers went through. Yeah, we get to fight fascism head on our front doorsteps, in our backyards, in our homes. We get to fight it. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I truly believe that. Of course, I just like to fight. You know? And we are a very rowdy bunch. I think that we kind of let the world down last year. We kind of allowed a lot of these punks to run our streets, you know, in the summer of love. And the whole world was facing the same thing that we were. And we allowed it all to happen. We, the people, allowed it, and we watched as because we thought our government had it right. You know, it's like you're watching somebody. You know, you're watching somebody like, hey, you got this? Yeah, I got this. No, you don't, man. Hold on. Let me help you out. And so we've seen how our government did not step in. Actually, they sided with the punks in the street, and we were kind of like, what? I don't understand. The role of our government is to put down this kind of craziness. Wait a minute. And so now the truth is out. Now we know who and what we are fighting. And it's our governments. It's our people in power all across the world. They want freedom to end. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. But we have to be able to jump into the abyss and face death and the devil himself, hell, whatever it is, our biggest fears. We have to do that to win. We have to remember the face of our fathers. On TT. Most of that is done. Usually I did it when I was younger. Dangerous freedom. Dangerous freedom. He spoke about this a lot, didn't he? He did. He did. So we have to jump in the abyss. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there going, what the fuck happened? Get back up there. Get in the fray. Right? I can see that happening. We cannot forget the face of our fathers. And we must act accordingly so that our sons and daughters do not forget our faces. And tell you the truth, I want to squash this shit so that they don't have to come into the abyss to save me. I want to take on the abyss and win. That's how we have to do it. We have to be willing to face the abyss and destroy it. All our might, all our heart, all our soul. Even if we're martyred, even if they take everything from us, starting with our bank accounts, starting with our dogs, starting with our food, they're going to imprison us. They're going to put us in concentration camps. They're going to do all that. They're going to subject us to all kinds of medical tyranny, all kinds of experiments, make us work for no food, no water, no clothes, no money. They're just going to make us work. We have to be able to endure all that, to go through all that, and win. Yeah. Fellowship of the Rings. All these stories. That's what we do. We write stories that inspire. Oh wow, France is in the house. France is getting rowdy, folks. Yeah. Pretty sure the punk can elaborate. Interesting. We've let the world down here because the world, when the world seen what was coming, the world seen, and they looked to us. They looked to little rowdy brother. They looked to rowdy American brother over there, the rebellious one, the ones that like to fight, and asked, "What are you going to do about this? Don't you see what's happening in Australia? Don't you see what's happening in France and Germany and Ireland and Scotland and England? And don't you see what's going on? You freedom loving Americans, you. Don't you see what's going on in Canada? We have yet to decide what to do. Don't you see what's happening to your own government? From the top all the way down. From POTUS to the dog catcher, to the meter maid. Everything has been corrupted and perverted. Yet we stand silent. We are afraid. We are afraid to lose everything. I mean, all this stuff we accumulate, all this junk, can't take it with us. When I die, if I die out there or in this apartment, a group of people are going to come in here and take all this shit and throw it on the side of the road. Everything that I have such memories with. Macron. Yeah, that guy. He's on the wall next. Macron's on the wall next. Absolutely. Macron. Thank you. Thank you, punk. We're going to do Macron next Saturday. So anyway, yeah, thank you. I'll do a deep dive on him. Yeah. We're afraid. We're so afraid. Because we work so hard. And we were assured that this is how you play the game. You work, you go to school, you get out of school, you go to more school, or you go and get a job, or you join the military, and then you work, and you accumulate and you build, and you one day you stop working, you relax and die. Oh, okay. That's how it works. All right. Okay. I can do that. Yeah. But they changed the rules on us. They changed everything. Like, oh, okay. Well, no, we're going to take all that away from you. That don't mean shit. It's back to the monarchies. The serfs and the royals. The Carls and the Jarls and the Thralls. You know, the masters and the slaves. The overseers. That's who they want to be. And so they know that that's what we fear. We fear losing everything. But it wasn't any of it. None of this is my crap anyway. None of this is shit. None of this shit is mine anyway. I just hang on to it. I just use this. I keep this handy. It's gonna pass on to somebody else. I don't know who's gonna get this. I love this thing. This thing cost me a lot of money. I love it. I love this thing. But somebody's gonna get it when I die. I might as well just give it away now. If you'll take it. Well, the way I want to give it. I want to give it to somebody special. See. But that abyss, I love that one thing that, once you go down that dark path, everybody wants my axe. No, you're not having my axe. Once you go down that dark path and you decide to look into the abyss, and the abyss looks back, that's fear. Will you dive right in? Right, elusive. Are you willing? I don't think we are. Not right now. Not right now. Canadians are. There's a lot of Canadians. Deez, what's up? A lot of Canadians are doing that right now. They're stuck in Ottawa. They can't do anything. They got no food. They got no water. They got no money. They took their money. They took their money. Denied access to their bank account. Seized them. What? Why Ottawa is still standing, I don't know. That's the abyss, right? That's the murderous abyss that we face. And I think maybe that's it too. Do we really want to be that murderous kind? For many, hey, possums. For many decades, we have evolved, even though we're very rowdy, yes. And, we love to fight, we love war. We've been very reluctant. Yeah, I heard about that, Polari. Just a protest relocation. What? Okay, what? So they fight. So they come back. They've lost everything. Yet still they fight. And if you ask them why they're fighting, they say for their children. They are willing to jump into the abyss and allow the abyss to take them, and to take on the abyss and literally destroy it. And the only way that you can destroy the abyss is with many hands. I agree, Random Gene Lin. But we're not willing to do that. We like this system. It works when they allow it to. That's my point. They have control over this system. We're free because they allow us to be free. That's the true abyss. Is you might have 1%, 3%, that stand up, and if it benefits the regime and the tyrannical regime, they will drop the hammer on the nail. The hammer gets the nail. You stand up, the hammer gets you get the hammer. You stand up. If enough of you stand up, the hammer is overwhelmed, backs away. Like, well, shit. There's not enough hammers. There's more nails. That's the only way that it works. Is it that everybody has to stand up? That's a daunting task. Very daunting task. That's the abyss that we face. To beat this, to beat this overwhelming tyrannical regime that has hijacked our system that we use to better ourselves, to help others. Because, okay, North America, even New Mexico, even Mexico, there. We are some of the most charitable people in the world. We help the world. Canada, they do more, outreach stuff than we do with their military, with their people, and with their charities. We give charity and money and missionaries, and we send people out into the war zones to feed starving children while under fire. That's what we do. The rest of the world just like, yeah, I want to take advantage. The rest of the world is shit. I mean, there's some good countries out there, but still. Canada, the people of Canada, the people of America, and the people of Mexico are some of the most charitable and big-hearted people you ever know. Yet we've allowed our system of finance, our system of municipalities, our system of education, our system of government to be hijacked by a pure evil, an evil that we faced decades ago. Now it's reared its ugly head again. And so now we have a chance to be like our forefathers. We now have a chance to be like our forefathers. That's a great thing. So I have to say thank you, great evil tyrannical regime, for allowing us to practice courage, honor, to allow us to practice the word no, for giving us the moxie, the grit, the tenacity to be able to jump into the abyss and overcome. Christ the answer, Stephen. Everything we have is being threatened. Everything. Our way of life, our kids' future. Do you want your kids' future to be as slaves? That is what we're facing. That is what this great evil wants. It wants us to either die or be assimilated, and for our children to become their slaves. Albeit sex slave, worker slave. And there's only room for 500 million. 500 million. It's close to 8 billion in this world. There's only room for 500 million. So I'm just keeping it simple, stupid. Once we start diving into things, you guys have already been doing that. and I touch on it. What's up, Kelly? The abyss. The abyss calls. And regardless of your age, regardless of your disabilities, regardless of your mind or lack thereof, uh, we're still humans. We're still Americans, and we can't forget the face of our fathers. Just can't. We just can't. So, and the face of our fathers is in the abyss. It's down there. It's down there. We've got to go save them. And we can't allow our sons and daughters to forget the faces of their fathers. Us. We stand at a moment in history where the only thing for evil to prevail is for good men and women to do nothing. And we're doing a lot of nothing. The world is looking up to us, and we haven't. What's up, Jim Bob? We haven't given our answer yet. We got the question. We just haven't given the answer. Yeah, are you willing to leave your home? Live out on the street? For freedom? Are you willing to starve? For freedom? I know we're all willing to fight. We're fighters. We like that. And, the idea of like, I'm going to go fight the enemy, which he's not out there. You can't find him out there. And then we're going to come home, take a shower, eat a good meal, drink a beer, and go to bed. Well, imagine not having a home, not having a shower, not having food, water, no gas, no car. Are you still willing to fight for freedom? Right on, right on. That's the type of intestinal fortitude is needed to defeat this. And so that's been my reflections, especially watching everything that goes on in Ottawa and in Canada. Jim Bob. Yeah, that's inspiring, actually. A general was sent. An army general was sent the conditions for their surrender. This is what you need to do to surrender the enemy. I forget who the enemy was. It could have been Chinese. It could have been, whatever. And the enemy asked for the American general's unconditional surrender. And his answer was, he sent it back to that general, was nuts. Nuts. What? That's the Americans that we are. You don't remember that? Our arrows will block out the sun. Great, we'll fight in the shade. I know it's a Spartan, thing, but that's that whole, Yankee mentality. That you could go back throughout history and meet and hear all these witty little things. My favorite, which is probably going to go over everybody's head, except if you were in the infantry, is like it was a during the Korean War, and the Marines were completely surrounded by the Chinese in Korea, and that's it. Okay, well, thank you. I knew somebody knew the story. A German officer was telling the 101st Airborne Division that if they didn't surrender, they would level the town, in which their commander replied, nuts, nuts in German is like nonsense. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Jump Up. Texas Red Leg. Yeah, okay. But during the Battle of Chosin Reservoir, Frozen Chosin, right? They were completely surrounded, and they did have mortars and artillery as backup, and the general called for support, for fire support, and he said that when asked, he's like, how would you like it? And he said, search and traverse and reverse. What? We're completely surrounded. We got the enemy right where we want them. A target-rich environment. But anyway, I just wanted to look into that and reflect on that. The abyss, the sins of my fathers, the faces of my fathers. Is it worth it for me to lose everything to remember their face, to absolve them of their sin, to praise them for their successes, when I have nothing to show for it? Here in America, right, Sita? Yeah. And I just wonder. I just wonder if we are willing to do that. Are we willing to lose it all to gain everything? To gain our freedom. And to ignite the fire of freedom throughout the whole world. Because that's what we do. When 1776 happened, the whole world got it. The whole world said, yes, let's do this. You're right. You crazy bloody Americans, you fucking crazy Yankees, you're right. Fuck, why don't we think of this? So, I'm going to leave it there. It's getting close to my bedtime. Time for me to, and a lot of us, I believe, to get a good night's sleep, to ponder these things. Hopefully these reflections are gone with. And I can sleep soundly in my bed. And face the week and work and fight. And keep that fire alive. We have to resurrect the Republic. Trump. Who cares about Trump? Okay. All I'm saying is it's up to us, not them. Okay? We have this obsession with monarchy, with someone in charge. We look up to those people. How long has Britain had a king and a queen and a prince and a duke. Who gives a fuck about them? They're not gonna save us. Thank you, Faith. Faith Ferra. Check her out. That's how our Constitution was made. They hated monarchy. There was a big problem with that. There's been a big problem with a totalitarian government and a monarchy. Yet we are obsessed with that. With Trump, with the President of the United States, the most honorable and most high. Bullshit. It's us. Man, I love that show. Yep. Exactly. We the people. They work for us. They are civil servants who take up the mantle of doing the people's will. That's why they're there. They're not there to take our taxes and take our rights from us, to enslave us. They're not there to get rich and for their friends to get rich. They're there to do our bidding and to leave us the fuck alone. Right. They are kings. They like to be king. Well, it's good to be king. Well, we don't have kings here. There's no kings here. It's not supposed to be. That's why we all have guns. Our forefathers said, hey, you know what? If the people were armed, then there's something there. Yes, we do. We do. When the people fear their government, there is tyranny. When the government fears its people, there is freedom. That's the way it is. And yeah, they're going to send the goon squad after all of us. Absolutely. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. He who knocks at the door. I don't know who it is. Could be some type of alphabet soup. And away I go. With a push of a button, this live stream can end, and you'll all be in the dark. Wow, punk. Yeah, we've been watching. And I applaud the French, man, what they did with the protesting and the manure. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Dumped all the manure in City Hall. We're so preoccupied with maintaining, making that mortgage, paying those bills, that we forgot what it's like to be American. Oh yeah, I know it, punk. Yeah. Beat everybody into submission. Yeah. They do it here too. But we shoot our cops. Yeah, make guillotines great again. Let's stop the guillotines. Sacre bleu. I'm here for the cake, Marie. Hi, Marie. You said there'd be cake. We're here for the cake. France convoy. Yeah, the whole world is doing this. The whole world is inspired by what's going on up in Canada. It's amazing. There's convoys going everywhere. In Mexico. Mind you, one of the freest countries in the world. In France. In Australia. You know, one of the most one of the most fascist countries in the world. Canada's trying to be Australia. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's just my reflections going on here is reflecting on about the abyss and just remembering that story and where it takes me, you know. Where would it take me? What am I willing to lose? Yeah. Yeah, punk, and that it's I when I watch things like that, I had the same training. And I was a Marine. And to see the law enforcement officers and organizations be essentially what militarized to that point, you know, where it's pretty telling. Make no mistake about it. We're fighting some freaking thugs. Some thug. I mean, this is a criminal element that has taken over the world. In every country, every government, our education system, our kids, our sons and daughters are turning into daughters and sons. Can't have that. Just can't have that. Yeah, thugs. Thuggy. Came from the word thuggy. This was the Indian term. Virginia roots. Hey, what's up? But everybody's fighting. Everybody is fighting. Everybody's standing up. Everybody's fighting. And, well, they're standing up. I would say they're fighting. But for us to gain our freedom, we have to be willing to lose it all. So I'll leave you with that. The abyss. Thank you all very much. It's been Sunday Reflections. And as I lay my head, Prepper Book Club, lay my head down and think of a time of love and a time of peace. I want to know that there's also a time for war. Sunday Reflections with Nights. Shish. What the fuck are you calling me disavowed? Wait a minute. What's going on here? Sunday Reflections with Nights. Yeah, you gotta let me know what that is, brother. I don't know. You making fun of me? I don't care. Go ahead and make fun of me. Whatever. Peace pillows. But here we are. Oh, okay. Okay, Disavow. All right. Frederick, where the quote about looking into the abyss and the abyss stares back. Frederick Wilhelm Nietzsche. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm about to fight Disavow podcast. What the fuck you say? Right. We can still make peace. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right on. Right on. Right on. But it just and of course the whole thing of going into the abyss and saving my father and facing the demons and pulling him out and yeah. Yeah, he's a philosophy dude. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. And I know who he is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Just at the moment I don't know who he is. That's it. So good night all. Thank you all very much. And spread the word, spread the message. No fear. No fear. Fear is done. If you do have fear, at least have courage. Courage is being afraid, being scared fucking shitless, but doing it anyway. That's courage. Yeah, everybody knows who that is, huh? Okay. So thank you all very much. Have a good night.